Hey guys, Ranger here, and welcome back to my reaction interview to the finale of Season 8 of MLP. School Raze, Episode 26, School Raze Part 2. Now, I want to know, there's a part of me that kind of doesn't want to finish this because then Season 8's over, but it's been a while now since this episode is out, and I really need to get caught up anyway, so I won't be left out, but I kind of don't want to because I just kind of want it to linger, you know. But let's go ahead and get started because I really don't want to miss the episode. So let's pick up where we left off. Starting the video in 3, 2, 1, click. Previously on My Little Pony.
Magic is disappearing all across Equestria.
Didn't we learn about a creature that eats magic?
Some pony should investigate.
We'll go.
I thought Starlight Glimmer was gonna be temporary head mayor.
With Equestria under
I love
attack,
that scene
ponies
too of
must
the characters
stand
outside.
I need the Cutie Mark Crusaders.
That landscape
My
was
friends are in
beautiful.
trouble.
It seems my little protege's plan worked after all.
The future Empress of Friendship!
Also, she's got her evil laugh down. That's nice. She's got her evil laugh down. Also, I didn't mention it in the other episode, but according to the Game Loft game, the cute friendship student actually gets a voice. That's cute. And now, to see what chaos awaits us. Let us begin. Yep.
Cozy Glow is behind all of this?
I'm not usually a fan of ponies, but draining your precious world of magic so she could trap the 6 of you was inspiring.
And how are you going to get out?
There's 7 of us? I knew we shouldn't have left.
But Starlight's in charge at the school. If any pony can stop Cozy Glow, it's her.
Cozy Glow outsmarted the 6 of you. I doubt this Starlight stands a chance.
We have to get out of here. Our students can't handle Cozy on their own. Then I guess we'll just have to bust our
Good luck.
way out.
Ouch!
That didn't work. Not everything can be solved with brute force. We need magic to escape. Maybe
Ow.
there's a way to get out without magic, like a secret lever, or a secret button, or a secret admirer who knows a secret about you, but it's all, your secret's safe with me because I put it in
What?
Tartarus and I have a key. I'm afraid not. The most powerful villains and monsters of all time are trapped here. And without our magic, so are we. Unless
You're going to set them free?
these creatures might be losing their magical powers, but there's still a magic that makes up what they are.
How?
Maybe we can borrow some of that.
Wait, what? But they're evil.
Excuse me? Chancellor Naysay?
You might as well get used to calling me Head Stallion, Naysay. I plan to be here
Not
for
for long.
quite some time.
Gee, it sure is a relief to have some pony in charge. What with the magical crisis going on. And we're all so grateful to you for taking care of those non-ponies. But doesn't the EEA need you?
What the EEA needs is some pony to protect this school from the threats at Equestria's borders, instead of gallivanting off on adventures beyond them.
Twilight didn't just run off willy-nilly. She left me in charge. I'm her right hoof mayor.
Another in a long list of mistakes the Princess of Friendship
She was
has
a
made.
unicorn. She would
Rest
blast
assured,
your balls
from now
into
on, this
oblivion.
school shall be run according to strict EEA guidelines. The way it always should have been.
Well, that sounds just peachy. Head Stallion Naysay.
She's gonna rip him a new one. Get ready to have 2 anuses, pal.
How? Why? I don't know. But come on, y'all. We gotta get Starlight out of there before she comes back.
Don't.
Wait!
Sweetie Belle!
It's too late.
But if that's true, then Twilight and the others went to Tartarus for nothing. And if all of Equestria's magic's getting sucked up in there, there's no way for them to get back.
We need to get help, but Starlight's trapped here, and there's no way to get word to Celestia or any pony else.
What about Discord?
Our own.
I mean, I know he don't have any magic probably right now, but
Still locked, huh?
We gotta at least try to get out.
Why? If Sandbar's turned his back on us, every
didn't
other
turn
pony
his back.
probably has too.
Sandbar not turn his back. Sandbar is our friend. Did you miss the part where he said he didn't want anything to do with us?
Maybe he just said that so one of us could be free to snoop
So-
around and figure out what's going on.
I don't know. That sounds too clever for a pony to come up with.
oh, the shipping. Oh, I am not looking that up. Do not ask me to look that up.
Except for Cozy Glow. That pony is not who we thought she was. She's the one draining magic out of Equestria.
What?
We'll explain on the way. But right now, we gotta get
He
the
won't
Chancellor
listen.
Naysay.
Huh?
I know he doesn't like non-ponies, but if we tell him what's going
He won't
on,
listen to
he'll
you.
help.
Oh, I love that scene.
I am sure you are all concerned about the magic situation, but I want to assure you that this institution is safe, despite the absence of your head mare. As your new head stallion, let me be the first to say that the reign of Princess Twilight is over. From now on, this school will adhere to EEA doctrine, as it should have from the start.
Thank you, Chancellor Naysay, for that rousing speech. I know you're a stallion who truly believes what you say. And when you say the school will be run according to EEA doctrine, I know you mean it. And when you say there won't be any more lessons from the Princess of Friendship at the School of Friendship, I guess you mean that too.
That's not exactly...
But Twilight decided to run her school outside of the EEA guidelines. And even though you tried to stop her, Princesses Celestia and Luna trusted her enough to support her.
Well, I wouldn't say
So
that...
since I know you mean what you say, my question is really for the students. Are we going to give the pony who already tried to wreck Twilight School once another chance to do it? No way. I guess things will have to stay the way Twilight wants them, which includes leaving me in charge.
I can...
This is the only good thing that she has done.
So maybe we need a
The only good thing. Well, chaining him up might have been a bit excessive, and that might be illegal. She's
I'm
condoning
sure
it. Okay.
Twilight will know what to do with him when she gets back. Now back to class, everyone. We let the EEA disrupt our friendship studies long enough.
Why are you doing this? I thought you wanted to have some pony in charge of the school.
Oh, I do. You just aren't the pony I had in mind. I can't very well have the EEA running the school if I want to run it myself. Of course, that's
She's like
just the
Darla
beginning.
Dimple.
You see, if there's one thing I've learned here, it's that friendship is the most powerful
Where did you get that
thing
skull?
there is. And as head mayor of the School of Friendship, no pony will have more friends than me, making me the most
puppet
powerful
master.
pony in Equestria.
Oh, you realize you goofed now. Your balls just shrunk to the size of peas.
Hey, Cozy Glow, what's so funny?
Are you just happy to be running the school?
Oh, I'm just keeping Twilight's seat warm.
Still, it's pretty impressive. Is there anything we can do to help?
We can hang out with you all day if you want. You know, there is something I need help with.
Awesome!
Oh, wonderful. I suppose you've all come to gloat?
Actually, we've come to undo all these chains and free you!
But why?
Now that Nasty Pony met even nastier pony, maybe Nasty Pony not be so nasty.
Also, we kind of like to stop Cozy before she drains all the magic from Equestria.
She's behind that as well? I must get word to Celestia and Luna.
How? Without magic, it'll take forever to get to them.
While it's true that unicorns have lost their ability to cast spells, the most potent magic in Equestria is housed in our artifacts. The EEA medallion allows me to travel throughout Equestria. Its magic worked when I chained you up. Perhaps it still has enough to send me to the princesses.
I hope he makes it.
I hope he doesn't come back and lock us up again.
If he comes back.
Everything's gonna be fine. Twilight and the others are probably already on their way.
Really?
Are you sure there's magic in Cerberus? Clarissa the pig has 2 tails, and while her singing voice is lovely, I don't think it's magical.
We need to try everything if we want to get out of here.
I don't know. Tartarus isn't so bad. I could hang out here for a while.
You're basically saying you'd be fine with going to heck.
But that is just what it will be. If my protege has followed my instructions, by sunset tonight, every last vestige of equestrian magic will disappear into the ether forever!
Have you even thought about what losing magic would mean?
It means the 6 of you will be trapped here, like me.
7!
Exactly. It means you're trapped here, forever, with us.
I haven't thought of it like that.
So, what do we do, Twilight?
Dash and Applejack nearly have Cerberus tired out. If Rarity pitches in, I think they can get him to sit still long enough to try what I have in mind.
I'm sure I can get the other monsters to help. Besides, I would never call them monsters.
What about Tirek? He's probably got some magic too, right?
Leave him to me! Down! Okay, everyone. Time to show Equestria that you aren't monsters. You're wonderful, mystical creatures. I knew it!
Where did... How did you make... Never mind.
And then we'll do it all again! More tea, Princess Pudding Rock? Oh, don't mind if I do! I can do this all eternity.
Fine! I'll help you leave. Just please stop!
It's just so exciting to have a full on
He's like...
We should have an ice cream social.
She's kind of like a demon that's already traversed
But to tell you the truth, the thing I need help with most
every
is cleaning.
dimension.
Say no more. Just take us around.
A good demon. She's a good demon.
Everything you want cleaned.
Well, actually, you could start right in here.
It looks pretty clean already.
Do you 3 think you can fool me? I know a diversion when I see it.
Why'd Pony lead us back down here?
We obviously can't handle Cozy on our own. But we can't just sit around and wait for help. So, there's one more prisoner I think we should free.
How?
Oh, I guess Starlight. Is it Starlight? Counselor Pony, come out! We need help with Nasty Pony.
She can't talk to us from in there. We'll have to figure a way to get her out.
Hey, this is just like Chapter 12 in Kethakis Facts and Artifacts from Twilight's class. What? Been studying. Finals are coming up, you know?
Actually, I remember that too. Cozy must have linked these artifacts to act like a mystical magnet, attracting all the magic in Equestria into that orb.
So we can shut it down by yanking one of these
Nope.
things out, right?
Sure. Though that would probably cause a magical feedback loop and destroy the whole school.
Destroy
Well.
the School of Friendship.
Oh, no.
Oh dear. Chancellor Naysay was wrong about a lot of things, but I guess he was right about all of you.
Really?
All right. Is every pony ready? Sit.
You're going to set every single creature in Tartarus free.
Yeah! Yes, by all means, please, just get on with it.
There's your cue, you evil centaur, you.
That's it! I think it's working!
Use it!
Come on! I don't know how long I can hold it!
Good boy.
Bye, friend. Hopefully we'll be able to turn you all back into your normal, wonderful self soon.
Thanks for the assist, your redness.
Phew! I was... That's cute. I was
couldn't have
I
done it
was
without
afraid
all
Twilight
your
was gonna pull a Riku.
help. No!
Tyrek said all of Equestria's magic would be gone at sunset.
Without magic, there's no way we'll get back to the school in time.
What does that mean?
It means we failed.
After everything Twilight's done for you, why would you want to destroy her school?
We don't! You're the one using these artifacts to drain magic from Equestria.
Me? We all just saw you with your claws all over them. It all makes sense. These creatures want magic gone from Equestria because it's the only thing ponies have that they don't.
Technically, there's a magical component when Silverstream and I transform. And Yona's friend's friendship is magic! Twilight said!
And you repaid her by sending her to Tartarus on a wild goose chase so you could destroy everything she built. Oh, they've even trapped Starlight in that thing! We have to defend this school!
No! No, don't listen to her!
You're great. Oh crap!
They just sacrificed themselves trying to save their friend. Professor Dash always says there's nothing more loyal than that. Shouldn't we try to save them?
They brought this on themselves. There's nothing we can do.
That doesn't seem very generous or kind.
Yeah. The elements of harmony are very important. They're just not applicable in every circumstance. And with magic gone from Equestria, I'm not even sure the Tree of Harmony will be as helpful as it once was.
What's happening?
The Tree of Harmony!
They're glowing like the elements. I think the Tree of Harmony saved them.
Guess our friendship is pretty magical after all.
Hurry, grab the artifacts. Didn't you say that could destroy the school? But if we don't try, we could lose magic forever.
You all better get clear.
Wait! Where are you going?
This is a bomb! It may not work, but I'm gonna blow it anyway! Teleport. Starlight, you're fine!
It's nice to see you too.
I guess magic is back. You've ruined everything! Now Twilight and her ridiculous friends can escape from Tartarus!
It's over, Cozy.
Yay! All my friends are safe!
You can drop the act, Cozy Glow. Your pen pal, Tyrek, told us all about how he helped you suck up all that magic.
But I still don't understand why.
Why? Because friendship is power. You might be the princess of friendship, but as head mayor of this school, I can collect even more friends than you.
You're the one who doesn't get it, Cozy. Friendship is powerful, but power isn't why you make friends. I'm sorry I couldn't teach you that.
Well, you taught us.
You can't let one bad apple make you think you failed.
And we never could have stopped her.
Brony fandom in general.
About friendship.
Honesty, loyalty, generosity, blah, blah, blah. I can make more friends without using any of them. And if I can't do it here, I'll do it somewhere else.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You can't escape. It's over, Cozy. The whole military's here.
I'm glad you are back in charge of the School of Friendship, Princess.
Bull.
It's clear to me now that there is no pony better suited for the job.
Yeah, once you got your butt kicked. Hey, they graduated.
What's going on? Hi, Headmare Twilight. We're just practicing for graduation.
What?
Graduation? Now that we've saved Equestria, we figured we're done with school.
Saving Equestria is nice, but I'm afraid it'll take more than one semester to learn all there is to know about friendship.
Told ya.
Your head mare is right. I thought friendship was something that only ponies should share with each other. But you all taught me how wrong I was. I suppose true friendship can take a lifetime to understand.
If it were easy to learn, we wouldn't need a school.
We held her off as long as we could, but she locked us in this closet.
I actually forgot about you guys.
Is everything all right? Where's
cute.
Cozy Glow?
That's actually... I'm
Everything
sorry, I
worked
actually
out
forgot about you
just
guys.
Fine.
As for Cozy Glow, I can assure you, where she's going, she won't be causing any more trouble.
Of course it's boring here now, but at least you're not in a cage.
Hey, neighbor. Wanna be friends?
Okay! She's still freaking evil! Okay. Alright. There's a few things to go over with this episode. First off, Cozy... She manipulated the main six into going to Tartarus so she could lure them away, so nobody would stand in the way of her plans to drain all the magic from Equestria and send the magic into a different realm, so she could make more friends and use that power to rule over all of Equestria. That was her gimmick. That was her plan. She was crazy. She was completely insane. She has no care or concern for anyone whatsoever except herself. She doesn't care about anyone. She used the school. She used the classmates. She used the students to her own gain. And she used her talent, which is pulling a very cunning, very believable story, a very believable act into... She got the students to, at first, believe her, but, of course, it was a very interesting setup here. Cozy wanted to take over. She wanted to rule the school and rule and be the princess, empress of friendship. And, of course, the student six were able... there's a few different interesting things here, of course. Chancellor Naysay got his butt handed to him on a silver platter. And so he's not really a bad guy anymore. Still don't like him. But he was so strict about the school being run by EEA guidelines, and then he got his butt handed to him on a silver platter by Cozy. And so the very students that he was against ended up saving him. Oh, how sweet karma can be at times. And of course, so yeah, now he's okay. Now he's totally fine with the school being run, however. And he's totally cool with it. Which, I still think it's arrogant of him. I still think it's upsetting that he would literally be totally fine with the school being run now with the students attending, considering how much of a racist prick that he was before, and now he's totally fine with the students simply because he got his butt handed to him on a silver platter. Yeah. Yeah, still not totally buying it with him. Still waiting for that moment that, still not a fan of him. The main six realized that all the creatures in Tartarus still had a little bit of magic ability left. And so by using that ability, they would be able... Try and get some screenshots here. By using the creature's power, what little bit of magic that they had left, Twilight was able to harness just enough magic to be able to break the lock. She was able to harness just enough magic to be able to break the lock and escape Tartarus. And like I said, during this scene, whenever they were all trying to escape, I honestly thought at first here Twilight was going to pull a Riku and was going to be like, "Go on, my friends, leave me behind." That's what I was afraid she was going to do, because, man, that irritated the crap out of me at the end of Kingdom Hearts whenever Riku and Mickey stayed behind in the Realm of Darkness, because they had to be the heroes and sacrifice themselves and stay on the other side. Yeah. I didn't like that. Still don't like it, but yeah, I honestly was afraid that's what Twilight was going to do. So I'm glad she did, in fact, get out. I'm glad, very glad, she managed to escape just fine. There was one thing that Cozy did not plan on, of course, which was the Tree of Harmony. The Tree of Harmony was able to give, I'm assuming the Tree of Harmony, and also the power of friendship, helped the Student 6 to be able to save them. And they were able to grab hold of the artifacts, which was helping to harness that magic and gather the magic. It was interesting because how this was a risk. This was a major risk for them, because they didn't know the outcome of what was going to happen. All they knew was grabbing the objects could mean a major explosion that would destroy the school, yet it was something that they were willing to try. And honestly, I would have done the same thing that they did. I would have done the same thing, hooves down, without a second thought, because at this point, Cozy was draining all the magic from all of Equestria. And she was just about to finally fully succeed. Drain all the magic. They knew she was evil. She's going to take over. And at the very least, if killing yourself meant killing the if basically lighting the fuse on a bomb and sacrificing yourself by killing the person that is evil and trying to take over everything, yeah, it would have kind of been a heroic sacrifice, a very valiant effort. But they didn't know the outcome of what was going to happen. They weren't sure, but they took the risk anyway, and the magic was able to restore itself all over Equestria, including to the creatures in Tartarus. And they find out Cozy's plan. Cozy wanted to make friends, but not because she wanted friends. She wanted to make friends because it meant to her power. And she wanted to use that power and become the Empress of Friendship and overthrow Twilight and all of the princesses. She wanted to abuse that power and become all-powerful. And yeah, it's interesting that at this point, she had no remorse. She had no remorse for her actions. She had no remorse for anything that she had done. And it's very comical here because whenever she tried to escape, the fact that there was so many other ponies, like here was Luna and Celestia, the princesses, here was the other characters, and it was pretty much like the Equestrian military was here and was just on hand, or on hoof, ready to capture her. And it's very interesting. And of course, I have to get to the ending. Now, I have to get to the ending. where Cozy is locked in Tartarus, and she's locked there in a smaller cage than Tyr, but she's locked beside of him. And at first, it looks like, you know, she's sitting there kind of sad. Looks like it kind of makes you think maybe she had a second thought. But then she just brightly, happily looks up at Tyrek. She calls him neighbor. She knows that's Tyrek. She knows it's him. And then, of course, the ominous foreshadowing ending where she looks at the audience and says, "Wanna be friends." And the way she says it, and then the ominous shadows over her face, and the music. This girl has no regrets over what she did. Instead, she's plotting her revenge. She's planning on getting out. She's evil. She's twisted. She's demented, and she wants revenge. She isn't going to give up. And yeah, just the way that this ends is beast, because it's really interesting to see that. And a couple other things I really want to point out is I don't recall ever seeing a female guard before. So, you know, a female member of the Canterlot Royal Guard before. So it's very interesting to see a female guard this time around. Very cute design. Very cute design. Love the fact that we now have a female Royal Guard. And it's very cute. It's very cute to see her. And see a new female member of the Royal Guard. I love her. I love her design. Very cute. But I'm going to say something now that I know. I'm just going to go ahead and say it, and I know some people are going to probably be upset with me, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I am glad Cozy did not get redeemed in this episode. And the reason why is because there are two reasons why. Well, first off, I'm glad that Cozy did not get redeemed in this episode because Lightning Dust did not get redeemed. And there's been plenty of characters that have done bad things over the course of the show and got redeemed for that. And that's fine. I mean, I want Starlight to be good. I want Luna to be good. I want Discord to be good. But what I'm saying is, it would not have been fair for Cozy to have got redeemed in this episode, considering all that she did, but yet Lightning Dust can't get redeemed, considering what she did was not as bad as what Cozy did. I would have been upset if Cozy had got redeemed and Lightning Dust did not. It would not have been fair. And in my belief, if Lightning Dust can't get redeemed, I don't think Cozy Glow should. And I'm honestly hoping that Cozy does not get redeemed in the next season. I'm honestly hoping, and I don't anticipate that we will see a redemption episode or another episode in general with Lightning Dust in Season 9. So I'm hoping Cozy Glow does not get redeemed. I'm honestly hoping she does not get redeemed, because if Lightning Dust can't get redeemed, if we can't get any closure with her character, I don't want to see it with Cozy. It should not happen, considering what Cozy has done. All Lightning did was kind of use Scootaloo, one pony. She used one person, and she just got blasted off with a rocket. Cozy, however, manipulated the entire school. She manipulated a lot of other characters. She worked with Tyrek and used a mechanism to drain all the magic from Equestria, and she was going to send it to another realm. She was going to become the Empress of Friendship. And what she did was bad enough to that she gets locked in Tartarus. Technically speaking, Cozy should not get a redemption episode if she did that, and Lightning cannot get a redemption episode for no more than she done. And I know some people are probably going to be upset with me for saying that, but that's just how I feel. I don't want to see Cozy get a redemption episode if Lightning cannot. It's not deserved for Cozy, considering what she has done. And if Cozy can learn her lesson, then why can't Lightning? So, Cozy, if Lightning can't have one, Cozy should not have one. And likewise, I also feel the same way about Queen Chrysalis. Chrysalis should not get a redemption episode either. She should not be reformed. To be honest, again, it's kind of makes me think about Lightning. If Lightning can't get a redemption episode, considering the bad that Chrysalis has done, she should not get one either. It would be unfair for Cozy and or Chrysalis to get a redemption episode whenever Lightning does not. And so I really hope that Chrysalis does not either get one. What I'm actually hoping happens with Queen Chrysalis is that she has to be destroyed. I'm hoping that she has to be killed. And it would kind of be a very kind of a just thing, I think, that she tries to take over again, and it's actually Thorax who has to deliver the final blow. And in her final moments, she looks at him and says, "You would turn on your queen?" And he tells her, "You're not my queen anymore. You haven't been for a long time. I am my own changeling now." And then boom. That's what I think should happen. I think that Chrysalis should not get redeemed, and she should either be destroyed or it be left open-ended. That's what I think should happen. I don't anticipate that we will see anything with Lightning throughout the rest of Season 9, and if we do, it's just going to be another episode showing her being a bitch to someone else. We don't need to see that. We already saw it once. We really don't need to see it again. One time is enough to see how much of her personality is. We don't need to see it again. It don't need pounded in. It does not need pounded into our skulls. It's pretty much like being around someone in real life. You experience that. You see how they really are. You don't want to be around them anymore, and you don't need it pounded into your head how much of a prick that they are. So, personally, I do still like Lightning, and I still myself imagine a redemption thing for her in my head. I can easily do another fanfic on it. I did one already, but considering, I think since we're not going to 9 times out of 10 see anything with Lightning in Season 9, and it's just going to be open-ended, that's what I think we should have with Cozy. I don't think that it should be shown what happens to her. I think she should be left there. And then I think Chrysalis, she should not be reformed either. I think it should be left open-ended for her as well. And that's what I think should happen. And I know some people are going to be upset with me and tell me otherwise, but that's how I feel, and I don't regret it. I don't feel bad for that. I think one interesting turnaround, and I will say this much, one interesting turnaround would be for in Season 9, if Cozy could return in not Season 9, but G5. If Cozy could actually return in G5. And it would be an interesting setup if she is reformed in G5. What happens is she's been locked away for years. She's now the same age as the main 6. And she's been locked away in Tartarus all that time. And it has changed her. She's now good. And so she is let out of Tartarus. And her time there has changed her to now she's trying to do good across the new whatever world is in G5. And a comparison that I think about is Supernatural. Whenever Dean went to Heck, the time he spent there, it hurt him mentally. I mean, it kind of warped his mind at that time. The time that he had been there, the things that had happened to him there, it was not something he wanted to talk about. And so I think that could work here for Cozy in G5. It's not something, her time in Tartarus is not something she's comfortable with. It's something that she suffered through. She learned her lesson. I think it would be an interesting setup for that, personally. But, again, Lightning didn't get a redemption episode. I don't think Cozy should not, and I don't think that Chrysalis should either. But, again, this was a very interesting setup with Cozy and her being evil, and the subtle and brick-to-the-face glimpses of her, how evil that she was throughout the different episodes. And it was even more, I mean, we saw her conniving, cunning attitude and how manipulative that she could be. But it was in this episode that it really come to a head, and we finally got to see what that she was fully capable of and what her goal was, which was to take over and be the Empress of Friendship. However, there was a couple of things that she was not anticipating that did foil her plan. Number one, she was not counting on the magic of friendship, and she had a different attitude about friendship than what Twilight did, and in general, it does work in that way. Cozy believed that magic was power, that friendship was power, and for Twilight, it is power, but it's power in a different way. Friendship is strength. It's power, it's strength. The power is in that strength, in the emotions that is tied to it, in the care that you have for that friend, in the strength and the courage that they give you and that you give them. The bond that you have, the will to do things, the drive, and the courage to overcome obstacles that you would not be able to handle by yourself. And that is friendship. That is friendship. And that is the power of friendship. It makes you stronger emotionally and mentally. And Cozy, however, was using it in that she could rule with that power of friendship. But Cozy was not looking at it in the same way. Twilight knows the power of friendship, real friends, real friendship, others that care about you, that want to help you if you're in trouble. They want to help you, they want to be there for you, and that you want to be there for them. You want to help them. You're there for them. You're there for each other. You help each other. You help each other to grow. And that Twilight knows that. Cozy, however, is not looking at the other ponies as friends. Not in the same word, not in the same phrase, not in the same meaning that Twilight is. She's looking at them as numbers. The more friends she has, the more powerful that she is. She doesn't, and that's what she said to Tirak at the end, is, want to be friends? Cozy is not a unicorn or an alicorn, so she can't use magic in that same way. However, every single character, both unicorn, Pegasi, and Earth Pony, they have their own special kind of magic. But Cozy thinks that she can rule with that power, with the power of friendship, but not rule in that same sense. Now, Cozy was interesting in how manipulative and cunning that she was with her plans. And again, I have to question, where the freak is this girl's parents? Like, what, did she come out of Satan's butthole or something? I mean, who had this kid? But she wanted to, Twilight knew the power of friendship. She knew friendship's true benefits. And not just her, but she also knew, but the Student Six as well. They knew about friendship. They knew about the power of friendship because they had experienced it. These characters from so many different walks of life had come. I mean, whenever their species, their races, had not really got along. I mean, they hadn't really conversed too much with each other, but here these characters had bonded. They had formed an extremely strong friendship. They got to where they count on each other, they rely on each other, they trust each other, and they love each other. And they want to be with each other and work together and have fun. And they learned that. And because of that strength of friendship that they had learned, they were able to use that power to get the magic back across Equestria and save Equestria and save every pony as well. And so the students were able to save Equestria on their, I mean, they were able to legit save Equestria. And Cozy was not planning on that. She was not planning on that, and you could say that that's where her plan was foiled. She was looking at friends as a number. She was looking at it as one kind of power, but she wasn't realizing that it was another kind of power. The power of friendship is not something that you can wield. It's something that you have in here. And Cozy did not realize that. And so she did not anticipate that the power of real friendship would destroy her plans of what she thought friendship was. And that's exactly what happened. Her plan backfired because real friendship met false friendship. Cozy had false friendship for every single other character, every single student, because she wanted to use them. They were nothing but stepping stones to her, a means for her to gain and grow more in power. They were nothing to her. And so whenever she called them friends, that was her word for a stepping stone. However, the student six, and as well as the main six, they knew the power of real friendship, what real friendship is and what it holds and what it does and can mean. And it was that friendship that was able to stop Cozy Glow's plans and foil it and defeat her. And so, yeah, this is a very interesting take and a very interesting look at that. And Cozy, again, she's an interesting villain in that she's not the laughable villain. She's not the villain that you laugh at and you think, okay, this is a cool villain. No, she's the kind of villain that you're concerned because they're unpredictable. You don't know what they're going to do. You might have an idea, but they are unpredictable. And Cozy was that. All you knew was that she was wanting to take over and rule over the school. And she was willing to step on anyone that got in her way, including Naysayer, who was the head member of the EEA. And even against the princesses, Cozy was willing to stand up against them. I give the girl credit. I mean, she's got some ovaries for her to be so little. But, yeah, with that hunger and lust for power, it drove her to the brink, possibly of a bit of insanity, but it foiled her plan. Her bravado, her courage to stand up against the others, kind of, I mean, at first it kind of worked in her favor, but again, she wasn't anticipating. So, yeah, it's interesting to see that go down. And, yeah, Cozy, honestly, I do like how the episode ended, with Cozy looking at you evilly. And I mean, it's foreshadowing. Either this is saying that she will return in season 9 and she will get out, or what they've done with this episode, and I don't know, or what they've done with this episode, with the ending, is they've actually done it in a way that it's kind of similar to how horror movies end. Most horror movies, if it's a franchise, you know the bad guy isn't dead at the end. You know they're going to come back. And so there's always a thing at the end that opens it up for the next installment. And even though you may never get it, I mean, look at Christine in 83? Look at Christine. Christine was crushed, and then at the end of the movie, you see a piece of her grill wiggling. It was done that way to make you wonder, is Christine dead, or is she still coming back? Will she repair herself, or what? Never got a sequel, so yeah. But that's just an example. Other horror movies have a similar gimmick. They end with the concept of the end, question mark. Is it really the end? That's how this episode ended. And it could have ended without showing Cozy, with her just showing her being locked up. But no, they had to do it so that she's looking at you maniacally, evilly, and planning her revenge already. Like, she has no concern, she has no fear about being locked in here, because she thinks or knows that she'll get out at some point. And so I have to really say, I do love how they ended the episode. It didn't end with the typical normal happy, completely happy ending with showing the characters hugging, showing them laughing, and then showing a camera pan back as it shows the sun in the distance. Nope, it ended with the villain looking at you evilly. And so, yeah, this is a kind of how a horror movie would go. And I like it because of that. So, yeah, it's different than the normal endings that we get. And especially considering this is the ending for Season 8. So, that's interesting. And this kind of also takes me back to, I think it was Castlemania, whenever the characters were inside the castle, and at the end of it you see the yellow-eyed figure turn and look at the camera. I don't know if it was actually ever revealed, if that was the Pony of Shadows, if that was the Korra, or what. I don't really think it was actually ever officially revealed, but that's the only other episode that actually ended with something like, okay, with the exception of the episode where Fluttershy, the bat episode, Stop Bats, where Fluttershy become a vampire bat, and then at the end of it you see the fangs. And we've never seen, we haven't seen anything else with that. Like Fluttershy, 100%. We haven't seen anything else kind of continue with that. Something on my screen. Nope, never mind. Since then, like, Fluttershy's never had a hunger for apples. So it's basically this may be foreshadowing, but I think it's more just an open-ended ending. Will she return? Will she not? That's left up to the future writers. But it's there as a setup in case someone wants to take over. And I know there's going to be some really good fanfics that are going to pick up with this. And I'm very interested to read them. But, yeah. That was my thoughts on this episode. I really did enjoy it. It was a good finale to Season 8, and like I said, I am glad that Cozy did not get redeemed, because in my mind, if Lightning can't get redeemed, then I think Cozy should not either. If Lightning is supposed to be an antagonist, then I think Cozy and Chrysalis should stay antagonists as well. But I do like how this episode handled and the dark tones and atmosphere that the episode had. And I like how the ending was not completely 100% happy ending, how it ended with the ominous foreshadowing ending. I like that. It's different, but I like how they did that. It's a different spin. It's different for them to do that with MLP, but I like it. It's a change of pace, but it does fit. It works great, and it did work in this episode. And I also really love what they did with the concept, the story of friendship, and how here you had real friendship and then you had fake friendship, and how both were kind of at first facing off, and it seemed like the fake friendship was going to actually kind of win, But you knew that in the end, the real friendship was going to be stronger. It was going to overpower that, and it did. And so yeah, I really, really, really enjoyed that concept as well. But again, Naysayer, I'm still not fond of that guy. I mean, I can't imagine in real life. I can't imagine in real life a white guy hanging over the edge of a cliff, and then a black guy saving him, and then the white guy's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm suddenly no longer a racist." Yeah, I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. It might have happened, but I really don't see it happening. So I'm not saying once a racist, always a racist. What's that old saying? A tiger can't change its stripes. There might be times whenever a tiger can change its stripes. I'm not saying that once a racist, always a racist completely, but yeah, I don't know of any direct situations where somebody who was a racist once suddenly was like, "I love everybody." Yeah, and especially if they're in a situation to where they get their butt handed to them, and then the person who they were against rescues them. Yeah, I kind of can't help but wonder if he's still somewhat against them. He just didn't just open himself up to them completely just like that. I still wonder about that. So I don't trust him. I still don't trust him. But yeah, it's interesting also, the Pillars and Star Swirl were not even mentioned in. I mean, the Pillars were not seen in this episode. Star Swirl was mentioned, but he was not seen in this episode. But I do like how the main six did have a part in this episode, and Starlight also had a little bit of a part as well. But honestly, it was the student six who were the main. They were the main heroes and heroines at the end of the episode. So it's interesting, and I did love that little gimmick at the end where they thought they were graduating. Like, okay, we saved Equestria. We're good. We know all there is about friendship. And Twilight and Celeste just laugh like, "You actually think you're getting out of school that easy?" Pop quiz. Write a 10,000 word essay on this whole experience, okay? Or 50,000 word essay, on this whole experience. Now you have to do homework. Pop quiz. But that was actually funny. That was really funny. That was really funny. And again, they're still going to be there. They're still students, but the school is safe. Cozy's locked up in heck. And that's also another gimmick. I love that bit when Pinky makes the mention to T-Rex, "I can do this for all eternity." Like, she's in Tartarus, where creatures spend eternity. That's just so funny to me. That's just so funny to me that Pinky would be more of a concern to T-Rex than him spending eternity locked in a cage. He would rather spend eternity locked in a cage than have to deal with Pinkie Pie. Okay, so if they had have known that back during season 4, all they would have had to have done is just toss Pinky at him, and he would have submitted. He would have submitted and admitted defeat right there. Okay, too bad we didn't know that back then. We just throw Pinky at him. But yeah, I did enjoy this episode. It was a really good episode. It was a really good finale to season 8. It did not have the intensity and the Dragon Ball Z style fighting and action that the season 4 ending did. But it did have a nice dark atmosphere, and I liked it because of that. It had a dark, ominous atmosphere to what was going on and how things were playing out. It wasn't just all in your face what the villain's intentions were. It was more kept in the dark, kept in secret about what the villain was doing, and you still had to see them try to manipulate and trick and weasel their way around and into people's minds to try to trick them. And so, yeah, it was a different dark ending, but it was dark and it was ominous, and I liked it for that. I did. It's different. I mean, I don't think every single ending has to have major explosions and fighting, Michael Bay style. I enjoyed the ending because that it went in a different route. It was the manipulative, conniving ending, and I enjoyed it for that. So again, to everybody that worked on this episode, everybody that has worked on Season 8, thank you, Hasbro DHX. Thank you to everybody so much that has given us Season 8. Thank you to everybody that, thank you so much, Hasbro DHX, for Season 8. Season 8 has been a great season. To me personally, it has been a great season. So thank you to everybody that worked on these episodes. Thank you so much to everybody who worked so hard on Season 8. Thank you all so much. And I'm still looking forward, and I'm really looking forward to Season 9 as well. But again, thank you to everybody so much. Okay, there we go. It froze for some reason. But again, thank you to everybody. It froze for some reason. But again, thank you to everybody. Thank you, Hasbro DHX. Thank you, everybody involved with all of this. Thank you all so much. And thank you guys again for joining me. Hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll see you guys in the next video that I do. Take care.